Hello, welcome to the Enlightened Citizen. My name is Kapungonchito. We thank you for your time and we value your feedback. And we just want to assure you that we are working to improve the content and the quality of this production so that it can meet your expectation. Now, who is the Enlightened Citizen? The Enlightened Citizen is one who has a passion for debate and for argument. The Enlightened Citizen is one who respects opinions and views that are different from his own. And the enlightened citizen is one who has woken up from a deep sleep of poverty, disease, political oppression, organized religion, and religious dogma. The enlightened citizen is one who is able to use his mind independently to analyze situations. The enlightened citizen is one who believes that education must be the basis for social mobility. And the enlightened citizen is also one who believes that meritocracy is the best system of government, especially in Africa. And that the best people, the best brains, and the best minds must run the system and must run the country so that everyone can have an equitable chance, and so that the wealth of the country can be equitably distributed irrespective of your background, irrespective of who your parents are, irrespective of where you come from, which part of the country you come from. It doesn't matter. As long as you have a good brain, as long as you have a good mind, you have a chance as good as the next person to achieve whatever it is that you set your mind to. Now, what is the topic for today? The topic for today is a continuation of the topic that we had in the last video, if you watched, where we spoke about frequency and why is it important to speak about this frequency. It is important for us to speak about frequency because as a people, we should be in the right frequency when it comes to issues like governance, when it comes to issues like politics, and when it comes to issues like religion. It is also important that as a people, we should have the right frequency on a personal level, because as human beings, the things that the person who we are, the things that we attract, the things that come to us are as a result of the frequency on which we are. Half the time we tend to blame others. Half the time we tend to think that life is random. Half the time we tend to think that certain bad things always happen to us, and then we tend to envy those who we think that are doing better than us, that things are really working out for them, without understanding that the things that happen to us are not random, without understanding that the things that happen to us are as a result of the frequency that we are on. Because of the frequency that we are on, then we attract those things. And also, I think in the last video we had spoken about the scripture in the Bible which says that the words that I speak shall not return to me void, but they shall accomplish that which I desire and that for which I have sent them. And most of us as human beings, we like to use our words loosely. We don't really think about what we're saying. We don't understand that when we're actually thinking something or we're actually saying something, that is a frequency that we are sending out into the universe. And the universe is neutral. The universe doesn't choose for you what thoughts to think. The universe just responds to you according to your frequency. The best example is if you want to call, let's say, your dad, or your mom, or your sister, and then you end up dialing the number of your friend. Your phone will not say, no, why are you dialing your friend? You must dial your mom or your dad. No, that's how the universe works. The universe just responds to you. So it's like you're dialing a number, because when you're dialing, that's a frequency. The universe just picks up the frequency and puts in motion the circumstances, the people, and the events that will manifest and unfold the things that you want. So, what is the message of the enlightened citizen? The message of the enlightened citizen is that you must be careful the words that you speak. You must be careful the things that you think, because those are the things that you are attracting. When you think that you are thinking, you're actually dialing It's a frequency. It's like you're sending out a message in the universe. And those things that you're thinking about, those things that you're dialing, they will come to you. I know there's some people who are skeptics by nature. There's some people who may think that this message, I think, seems too simplistic, and that they expect that there's really something else that you need to do in life for you to succeed, for you to have peace, for you to be happy. And regrettably and unfortunately, if that is the way you're thinking about this message, then you're right. I cannot change you. I cannot change your views. It means you are dialing a frequency of doubt. And like I said, the universe will just respond to you the way with your frequency. The universe will not say, why are you not believing this message? You must believe it. No, it's really up to you. So what does this message do? This message gives us power to understand that the things that happen to us, who we are and who we are meant to be and who we become, is as a result of, one, the words that we speak, two, the thoughts that we think, because those things are not nothing. Thoughts are things. That's why there's a book by James Allen where he says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's a very small book, but I would encourage you to find that book and read, because then you can pick up from what I'm saying and learn that who you are, who you become, is really as a result of the words that you speak and the thoughts that you think. Now, in our previous videos, we've really been talking about the state of our country, the state of our economy, that we are in debt, that there's inflation, that there's unemployment, that there are all these contracts which are inflated and the politicians are benefiting. We've discussed all sorts of scenarios that are just really making it look like it's the end of the world for Zambia, that we are so debt distressed that we can't even pay an interest payment on a bond of just in excess of $40 million, which is such an embarrassment, because those are the amounts of money that just really soccer players and musicians in America have access to. And those are not even the best soccer players. Maybe just an average soccer player and an average musician in America can have access to that kind of money. And yet, as a country, we are failing to raise that kind of country, that kind of money. Now, what is the problem? We may put blame on the government, and we may say all kinds of things, and the government has done this, the government has done that, and we have all these theories and all these things. But at the end of the day, it's the government, the leaders that we have, are a reflection of who we are as a people. The government and the people who are leading us are a manifestation of who we are as a people. So it means that our frequency as Zambians, us as a people, that is where we are tuned to. We are tuned to poverty, we are tuned to disease, we are tuned to corruption, we are tuned to debt, we are tuned to youth unemployment. All these things that are happening to us as a country and as a people are not really because of the government of the day, but they are really because of who we are as a people and how we look at ourselves and who we've chosen to become. That is the frequency of who we are as a people. That is where we are tuned to. So we are really a manifestation, a collective manifestation of the collective thoughts of all the Zambian people. Now, if we are going to change to become a country which is a meritocracy, where the best brains, the best minds are running the country, where social mobility is really based on education, where the educated Zambian is back on top and is respected and is admired, as opposed to the cadre being the most respected Zambian and being the most admired Zambian. And when the cadre has got no discernible intelligence, has got no discernible knowledge, the only thing that the cadre has is that he's a thug, is that he's a hooligan for hire, and that he can be hired to insult, he can be hired to beat, and when he sings praises, the cadre benefits by getting the best jobs and by getting the best contracts. Now, why have we found ourselves in such a situation? Is it the fault of the cadre? No. Clearly, as a people, again, that is who we are. That's our frequency. We've made the political cadre a very important person in our society. And the political cadre, obviously, he's benefiting. And the only thing that the political cadre can do is to really secure his position. Now, how can we change Zambia to become the best place to, to become the place that we would like it to be? How can we ensure that Zambia has got more debt? How can we ensure that Zambia is able to develop itself in terms of infrastructure without borrowing? How can we ensure that our children, as they're coming out of the schools, the colleges, the universities, are able to get jobs? How can we ensure that inflation in this country is kept at least below 5%? How can we ensure that all the money that we owe, that we pay back, how can we ensure that we benefit from the copper that has been mined from this country for over 100 years? All those things that we want, how can we ensure that we get them? We must then tune into the frequency of those, because all those things have a frequency. And as a people, we must tune into the frequency of the things that we want, which means that we must zone out and tune out of the frequency of debt, corruption, and we must also realize that the country, the way it is right now, is really a reflection of our thoughts, is really a reflection of our words, and is really a reflection of our frequency. And if we are going to change, we must stop the blame game. The politicians, yes, they play a big part because they run the economy, they run the government, but at the end of the day, the politicians are our brothers, the politicians are our sisters, the politicians are our mothers, the politicians are our aunties. So it doesn't help for us to attack this group of people. And that's why I think in one of the last videos I said, sometimes I admire them. Because even when things seem to go wrong, and even when it's clear that they really don't know anything, but they are there, they have stuck their necks out. So us as a people, can we also stick our necks out? Can we have a correct frequency for the things that we need, so that we can become the kind of people and live in the kind of country that we want by tapping into the frequency of the things that we want? Thank you very much. I encourage you to join us on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, and Facebook, and that you tag, like, and share with everybody who you think can benefit from this message. My name is Kapong Chito, an enlightened citizen. Stay blessed until next time.